Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I will solve problem from Leetcode and show you how my code works and explain it. So the problem number is 2161, partition array according to given pivot. So in this problem we have a class solution which has method pivot array that includes array of integer nums and the integer pivot. So we given a zero indexed integer array nums, this, and an integer pivot. So we need to rearrange nums such that the following conditions are satisfied. These conditions. So let me briefly explain what about these conditions. We have an integer pivot. It's like a binary root which has two values, two nodes, left node and right. On the left node, it contains numbers which is less than our pivot, and on the right side, it contains the numbers which is greater than our pivot. And let me show you some examples. We have an array of numbers which contains numbers 9, 2, 7, 3, 5, and 4. It's our given array nums. It's our array nums. And our pivot is equal to 5. Yes, we have array nums and we have an integer pivot. So let's rearrange it. Firstly, we write the numbers which is less than our pivot. It is 2, 3, and 4. That's all. It's the numbers which is less than our pivot. Then we need to write the number. We need to write the numbers which is equal to our pivot. If we have the numbers equal to pivot, we will write it in our new array. It's 5. Then, after that, we will write those numbers which is greater than our pivot. It includes 9, 7, and that's all. So here is a rearranged array. On the left side, it contains the smallest numbers. On the right side, contains great numbers. That's all. So let's solve our problem. Firstly, we need to create an array to save new integers. Integer array equal to new integer nums.length. Then we will create integer variable index which is initialized to 0 and will be used to keep track of the position where elements should be placed in the new array. So integer index equal to 0. So also our code will contain 3 for loops, where first loop will add numbers that less than pivot, next loop will add numbers which is equal to pivot, and the last will add numbers which is greater than pivot. So let's write our first loop for integer num of every integer nums, nums if our num is less than pivot array index plus equal to this num. That's all for the first loop. So the other loops is the it's the same. So we just need to copy and paste it, but change these lines when it's equal to and when it's greater. Then finally return it. Turn this array. So this loop iterates through each element in the nums array, each element num in the nums array, if the current element is less than pivot, it's placed in the array at the current index, and the index is incremented. Yes, that's all. Um, this loop iterates through each element again. If the current element is equal to pivot, it will also place it in the array and the index is incremented. So like this. Here is the same situation. If the current element is greater than pivot, it will just add elements into the array. That's all. And finally, the method returns the ranged array, which now contains elements less than pivot, followed by elements equal to pivot, and elements greater than pivot. So let me explain this code, how it works visually. So suppose that we have an array 8, 3, 7, 6, 1, 2, and 5. So it's our given array nums, and our pivot is equal to 6. In the first loop, in the first for loop, it checks if numbers less than pivot, and it's less than pivot, it will add to our new array. So it's our new array. Here we write, here we add those numbers which is smaller than our pivot. It's starting from the index 0 till the length. So 8 is not less than pivot, so we ignore it. 3 is less than pivot. 7 is not less than pivot. 6 is not less than pivot. 1, 2, 5. Those numbers are less than our pivot, and we will write it like that. Then our second for loop will check if our num will be equal to pivot. If it's equal to, it will also add it. Here is we have 6 and we will just add it. That's all. On the last for loop, we will check if num into nums into this array, if numbers, if for each number into array nums, if number is greater than pivot, we will also add it. So 8 is greater than pivot, we will add it. 7 is also greater than pivot. And that's all. So here is a ranged array. So let's run our code. Does there any mistakes? Okay, it works. So Submit. It's a submitted version. Yes, it's a great result. And our code beats 99.76% of users with Java, and it's a great result. I hope that I could clearly explain you this problem, and you should to do it myself, practice yourself, self, and that's all. So on the next videos we will solve problems again, and see you there. Bye.